Hey guys, today we are going to talk about Karl Jobst and his video being delayed. The video was supposed to come out this weekend, or last weekend. It did not. It was supposed to come out Monday. It did not. It was supposed to come out Tuesday. It did not. Now the video is being delayed in a day or two. We will definitely do a live stream. And I wanted to show you some more interesting things on Discord. This is a message from Karl Jobst. Again, I'm only using Karl Jobst's messages. I'm not using other people's messages and saying that's what Karl is saying, because that would be unfair to Karl. I'm considering doing a downfall of Apollo Legend video and to Pepe Frogs, 8/26/2020. Now, another YouTuber, he was recently banned from the Discord channel. Let me grab his name right here. Van Buren20. He's a YouTuber. He made a video. Karl Jobst has lost his mind in fans. And the first sentence is, I'm officially done supporting Karl Jobst. Now, why was he banned on the Discord channel? Well, let's read in Karl's own words. That's not why he was banned. Why was he banned? Because he was an insensitive F. He said he was just going to sit back and watch and did a popcorn emoji indicating this is all very entertaining for him. To be fair, this is entertaining to a ton of people. He gets banned for that? Are you kidding me? He was being disingenuous. He gave an opinion. Fine, that's okay. Then he told me what I should do. I said, don't tell me what to do. Then he gave some childish response about how he won't give an opinion, even though that was never an issue, and did the popcorn emoji thing. Bro, the hubris is going to be the end of you. Smiley face. I'm sorry, man, but come on, laugh out loud. If it was some random person, I wouldn't have cared. Like if a random person said something insensitive to you, it doesn't really matter. If it's someone that you've spoken for years, it's different. It just shows a massive lack of caring I thought existed. Someone who has known you for years is likely to be more sincere and help, but you don't realize this until the dust settles. Making a video about the incident at this time doesn't indicate to me he is sincere or actually cares. So Karl Jobst is coming after this individual, once again in Discord. Discord is wild. It really paints a very different picture of Karl Jobst than I initially had. I just showed you the message from Karl Jobst that is being shared on Twitter right now, and it's about Apollo Legend. It just shows a massive lack of caring I thought existed. Perhaps a poor choice of words on his part. I know I've said stupid things to my friends that really upset them when I didn't mean it. Even at work, my manager had to pull me aside a few times because of it. Sure, I can't blame myself for getting triggered at the moment. I'm dealing with a lot. Evidently, he doesn't care, which is fine. It is what it is. Now again, instead of playing his video, his clips, I'm just going to tell you to go on his channel, give him a click, and that's what we do in this channel, right? I give him a click and give him a view. So this is very interesting because it seems like Karl did feel like this individual cares for him. This individual is telling Karl, don't appeal this, it's going to cost you more money. So when you watch his video, and especially at the end of his video, he makes a very good claim that no attorney that Karl can hire is going to tell him not to appeal, given who Karl is right now. They know, it's like sharks in the water, right? They know Karl paid $600,000 in legal fees. How do they know that? Well, Karl made that public on Twitter. Over $600,000 in legal fees. At one point in time, it was over double what Billy Mitchell had paid for his attorney. And remember, Billy Mitchell is a plaintiff, so the plaintiff has the burden of proof. So at that point in time, somehow, not only were the attorneys paid over twice as much, it got so extreme, the judge found that it looked excessive and used that word. And you don't see a judge pocket watching other lawyers because the judge at one time was a lawyer. And may one time want to be a lawyer in the future for a law firm or something like that. So you don't burn that type of bridge by saying, oh, you make too much money, Because one day you may want to be that lawyer charging Karl Jobst that much money. Which then gets me to my takeaway point here is I don't think this guy is an evil person, this Van Buren 20. I think he wants to help Karl. He wants Karl to realize that you got to look at this appeal from yourself. You cannot look at it from an attorney's perspective. And why would Karl look at it from an attorney's perspective? He's never listened to them before, right? He's said, fuck the attorneys. He said this to his friend. Fine, that's okay. Then he told me what I should do. I said, don't tell me what to do. So what is the job of an attorney? The job of an attorney is to tell Karl what to do, right? So Karl is the type of person who does not want to be told what to do, right? Or when to make a video, or when to respond. I think this is kind of one of the, like, if you are an attorney, outside of the dude paying you $600,000, this is a very, very difficult client, not just from the perspective of, okay, this is a very public case now, but you cannot control him. And in the past, he's made videos where I'm sure the attorneys would have said no, and Karl would agree with me. That's why he didn't run the script by the attorneys back then. Yet he put the thing into the AI bot. Yeah, I mean, some of this stuff is really like, yeah, Larry's correct. It's, I'd be pretty unhinged too. But does that mean you should make a video while you're so unhinged? This is in real time, by the way. So the Van Buren's 20s video dropped yesterday, and I believe the Discord was updated today or yesterday. It had to be recent because of when the Van Buren video dropped, and obviously you have Karl Jobst referring to the video. When I heard Karl dismiss the lawyer that Knox got him because the lawyer told him to settle, so I have asked Billy Mitchell. So Billy Mitchell's son has reached out and asked if I have any questions. I've asked that exact question to Billy Mitchell's son. Why wasn't there any settlement, and what was Knox's involvement with that? So I've asked that very question for clarification. Did Karl Jobst have a different lawyer when Knox was paying the attorney fees? Did that particular lawyer want to settle? And is that why then Knox? So Knox, the billionaire, somehow he was paying for these fees up to a point, and we know this from Karl that at this point in time he's not paying the fees, right? I would say that appeal could cost more. I mean, let's talk about the structure of this lawsuit. The majority of the money that you spent, Karl, wasn't on the loss, right? Even with interest, the loss was less money than the $600,000 you spent on your attorneys. The appeal could very, very much play the same way. And this is exactly what your friend, I believe this is a person you said that cares for you, is trying to tell you, that yes, you can appeal Karl, and yes, the attorney is going to be rubbing their hands and saying, that Karl dude who paid me $600,000, he wants appeal. We're going to in on it for $1 million, right? But let's use our head and think about this for a moment in time. The lawsuit for Billy Mitchell was $450,000, right? That was the amount of money, assuming Billy Mitchell would have to pay his own attorneys, which turned out not to be true, but that was the amount of money, that the maximal amount. Billy Mitchell won $300,000, $50,000, and interest. The amount of money that you would have to pay Billy Mitchell right now just to get it done with, right? Again, not including the lawyer fees, not including Billy Mitchell's lawyer fees, which is unknown at this time. You paid your own attorney $600,000. That was the singular largest amount of money in this court case. Was not the amount of money that you were being sued for. So had you just settled and everyone paid their own court fee or own lawyer fees, you would be out $350,000 plus interest. Your own lawyer was more than that. This is what's going to happen in appeal, and this is the advice this man, I've never watched any of his videos before today, is giving. I think it's a reasonable piece of advice. Instead of taking it, you get mad at him, ban him, and then when your own Discord channel is wondering, why did you ban this guy? And I don't think you have an explanation. And if the explanation is I'm dealing with a lot, should you really be publishing a video in a day or two? Right? Like if your explanation is, sure, I can't blame myself for getting triggered at the moment, I'm dealing with a lot. And if your attitude it is what it is, you really shouldn't be publishing this video in this state of mind because it's going to get you in trouble, Karl. I'm giving you advice that I know you're never going to take, because why would you take my advice? You didn't take this guy's advice and you thought this guy cared for you. And you talked to him for years. You didn't listen to your lawyer. You didn't take their advice, right? You continue to produce video after video. Why have what? The advice is sound. The advice is sound. The advice is very simple. One, your attorney is going to tell you to appeal because there's a shit ton of money in that. They already know how much money you paid. You made that public. And any attorney looks at that amount and says, "Man, this is a maybe a difficult client, but my God, I'm going to get paid." So they're going to, in this economy, really, really need you as a client, and they're going to say whatever you need to hear to continue this battle. Right? They're going to say exactly what you want to hear, and it might actually end. Like I said, the single most expensive thing in this whole lawsuit about Apollo Legend was not the actual lawsuit damages, right? Maximal damage was $450 plus interest. Billy Mitchell won $300 and then $50, then plus interest. We are talking about your lawyer fees being $600,000, your legal fees being $600,000 plus dollars. If I were to be mad at anyone, it would be mad at my lawyer fees are so high, because that is outrageous. And like I said, the judge himself said that is excessive. Excessive. That is the exact word he used. Excessive. Used it not once, but twice. So I really, really think that you're falling into this trap of the lawyers telling you what you want to hear. The lawyers, oh, we can win. We can. Whatever mitigation you could get, even if you took everything down to half, your lawyer fees will be way higher. Way, way higher than any amount. So you would be doing it so you can say, I got Billy Mitchell. But in fact, you would probably be harming yourself and your family financially. That's all this guy was trying to say. And I do not disagree with his statements about that. One, there's no lawyer who's not going to go on to this case, especially knowing how much you paid the previous law firm. And two, even if you win and get some mitigation, right? You're still on the hook for your legal fees. They're not going to flop this thing where Billy Mitchell has to pay your $600,000 plus your appeal legal fees. No, let me explain how this is going to work. You're going to be on the hook for both of them. Legal fee. I'm trying to warn Karl, but I know Karl is going to be offended, probably try to attack me. I'm just trying to warn Karl that, like, lawyers are lawyers. Your lawyers already milked you for six. People complain in comment sections that I'm milking Karl. In my wildest dreams, I couldn't milk Karl like his lawyers have milked him. Right? He knows it. He knows it. He said on Camelot, he knows that he's been milked. He knows it. And yet, here we are in the same exact place again, where the lawyer, God forbid it's the same lawyer, is attempting to milk you again. It's like, we've seen this story, song and verse. Even if you win, and even if you can make a victory lap on YouTube, it won't matter. All that money's going to Billy Mitchell or your lawyers. Your lawyers got paid $600,000. I'm sure they got paid retainers and upfront. That money is probably long spent and gone, man. Do not chase bad money with good money. That's all the guy was trying to tell you. That was all the guy was trying to tell you was, do not listen. I don't know, like maybe you're listening to your lawyer now, but be very cautious when an attorney tells you you can win on appeal, when they themselves have lost the trial and they have charged you $600,000. This would not be advice. I would be seeking a second, I would be seeking maybe a law professor who doesn't want to do this. I would be seeking advice of someone who doesn't want to represent me, whether or not I can win. Maybe a law professor. CoffeeZilla, one of his witnesses, is a law professor. I like that because that person is not going to benefit financially. Maybe you pay them a consulting fee, fine, but that's the end of that relationship. And whatever opinion they can give me will be largely unbiased. The opinion, the attorney who lost a case, whatever opinion he can give me, I don't think is a great opinion because I've lost a case. Plus, I paid out $600,000 to lose. It's a valid piece of advice from somebody that you believed used to care for you. Why not listen to it? Why ban the guy? I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm definitely looking forward to Karl Jobst's video, as is a lot of other YouTube content creators. Bye, guys.